We're going to begin a two-part training on automations that have to do with calendars or events that have specific times. And so there's going to be seasons or times that you want to have people sign up for an event or make an appointment with you on a calendar, and you want to send reminders for those events. And this is going to be done through a series of trigger types and some very specific actions. So we're going to go ahead and we're inside of our automation. And the scenario that we're going to create is that someone has booked a discovery call with you on one of your calendars inside of our calendars. And if you need to learn about how to build calendars, make sure you check out our other trainings. And they've booked a call and you want to follow up with them and send them reminders as that call gets closer and closer. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go from automation and we're going to click create workflow. And again, someone has booked a call with you. And so that's going to be the thing we always want to ask. You'll notice I repeat these over and over as we go, because when you think about what you're doing logically, it'll help you determine what triggers and what actions you need. And so someone's booked a call, and we're going to call this an appointment reminder. Now, there is a recipe for this, and we'll call this a workflow. There is a recipe for this, but again, I like you to understand how to actually build the workflows. So we're going to click save for naming our workflow, and we're going to add a new trigger. And you're going to see there's two types of appointment triggers. One is appointment status, and one is customer booked appointment. Now, I want to give you the difference between these two triggers. The first trigger, appointment status, could be any time an appointment is created, either by you or by your contact or your customer or your prospect. I tend to use the appointment status, but if you want it to be specifically if the contact went through the process of booking an appointment, you could use customer booked appointment. The difference would be if I am in my system and I am looking at a contact inside of the contact section, and I click to add an appointment, this workflow would not trigger if I'm using customer booked appointment, because the customer didn't book the appointment. I booked the appointment. And so I like to use appointment status. It also has some other features that we'll talk about as well. So I'm going to do appointment, and I'm going to do appointment status. And we're going to call this appointment, and we're going to call the workflow discovery call. Okay. Now the event type is going to be normal, but then we need to filter this down. So the next thing we need to do is choose the calendar that the appointment is in. Now, if you did this and left it open, it would be for any appointment that is booked. And so we want to do this in a specific calendar. So we're going to choose a calendar, and our calendar is going to be our discovery call calendar. Again, if you want information about booking calendars, then you want to check out our trainings that we've done on calendars. So I'm going to click discovery call. Then we're going to do one more filter here, and that is what is the status, because we just said appointment status. And this, we have multiple options. We have new, we have confirmed, we have canceled, showed, no showed, and invalid. I'm going to choose confirmed, because whenever I create an appointment or a customer creates an appointment, it will always set to confirmed. So I'm going to click confirmed, and then I'm going to click save trigger, and then I'm going to save my workflow. So what we have now is that if the appointment has a confirmed status, and it only happens once a appointment has confirmed status, then the contact will be entered into this workflow. Now, the next thing we want to do is send a message that confirms their appointment, lets them know that their appointment's been booked and you're looking forward to it. So I'm going to click add an action. And what do we want to do? Let's go ahead and do this as an email. And we're going to call this email appointment confirmation. And you would fill out this information as well. And we'll say your appointment is set. And then we're going to go through, and I'm going to show you some of the great custom values you have whenever you have an appointment or a set time. That you can do some really cool things with triggers that have anything to do with times being set or anything like that. So we're going to obviously say our hey contact first name. And again, you can find that custom value here. And we're going to say your appointment is set for, and we're going to choose our custom values. So we're going to select custom values. And you'll notice there's a custom value called appointment. Important note, these values only work when the system knows the appointment, and it knows the appointment because our trigger tells us there's an appointment here, and it brings that information in. So we're going to select appointment. You'll also see calendar, but it's just the name of the calendar they're in. So we're going to choose appointment. And there's so many different items we can have here. And I'm going to show you the ones that I tend to use. So we're going to do, your appointment is set for, let's say, the day of the week. So it will know the day of the week that they set the appointment. So this will insert the day of the week. So let's say they set the appointment for Tuesday, May 10th. And we'll do a comma here. And then we can put the actual date. So we're going to select custom values. Our custom values always stays where we were at last. So this is our start date right here. And so I'll select start date. And then we'll say at, and we want to put the time. So we'll select custom values and we'll do start date time. Okay, just like that. So now it's going to say your appointment is set for Monday, May 5th at 9 a.m. Then, if you have set your calendar to have a specific location, great. You can say, let's assume it's a Zoom call. When it's time for the appointment, just click here. And then I'll do this, and we'll do an enter, and we'll do another custom value, and you can choose location. So we're going to do appointment location, meeting location right here. And it'll insert whatever meeting location you have for your calendar. Now, if you didn't do that and you put custom and you didn't put anything there, you would just put in your Zoom link, or I'll be calling you by phone, or whatever it is that you're doing for your meeting. Next, what if they want to reschedule? So we're going to do, if you'd like to reschedule, click here. And here, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a little trick. We're going to insert a custom value, and you'll see we have the reschedule link. So I'm going to select reschedule link, but what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to copy this link. Okay, I'm going to copy that information by hitting Command-C or Control-C on my keyboard. I'm going to delete it, and instead, I'm going to type in reschedule. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to select add link, and then I'm going to paste my URL my custom value URL, and I'm going to tell it that I want it to go into a new window. Click save. And now it will automatically, they'll just see this. They won't see any weird links. You could do the same thing with cancel. You could also say, you can add this to your Google Calendar. Actually, we'll say add to Google Calendar. So we can click here and we can say add to, and we'll do Google Calendar like this. And so I'm going to come here, and next to it, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click custom values, and you'll see add to Google Calendar. I'm going to highlight this and copy it. Then I'm going to highlight Google Calendar. I'm going to click add link. I'm going to paste the custom value. I'm going to choose new window and save. Then I'm going to delete this custom value here because I don't need it. And then I'm going to do a straight up and down line, and I'm going to do, what's my next custom value? My next custom value is add to iCal or Outlook. And so I'm going to add to iCal or Outlook. I'll just type it the same way. I'm going to copy the custom value, delete, and then I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to add the link, paste the custom value, tell it new window, and just like that. So now we've given them really great things they can add to their calendar. They can reschedule if they need, all of that right here. You could also, like I said, do the same thing with cancel. So let's go ahead and save this action. And now we're going to do something now. Now we want to wait until the day before their appointment. So how do we do that? This is what's powerful about using appointment or set times, which we're going to show you on a different training. But I'm going to click the plus sign, and I'm going to add a wait. Now, up till now, you might only have seen a time delay where we add a certain amount of minutes, but that's really going to be hard for us to know because everyone who comes through this workflow is going to have a different time. So we're going to say wait till 1 day before appointment. And we're going to click. And instead of time delay, we're going to use event or appointment time. Now you'll see that we have the option of before, exact time, or after. We're going to do before, and we're going to say 1 day. Just like that. Then we have this question. If the timing of this step is already in the past, how should we proceed? Then we would want it to skip it and go to the next wait or event start date action. So we're just going to have it skip. We don't need to worry about that. So we're going to click Save Action. And then here we would add, let's say, our SMS. Looking forward to tomorrow. You can add the link and those things as well. Click Save the Action. And let's do one more wait because we're having such a good time doing this. We'll do one more wait. And this time we're going to wait till 10 minutes before. So again, we click on our wait for, click appointment time, and we go 10 minutes before. We'll say 10 minutes. And click Save Action. And we'll copy this action in. And we will paste this and we'll say, see you in 10 minutes. And you would put all your other information that you want on your text, save, and save our workflow. This is such a powerful thing if you're building appointments using this specialty wait for option. And you can see there are so many different things we can wait for, and it's really powerful. So this is one that I really like to show you so you understand how to build out your appointments. Now, in part 2 of this training, we're going to do training on how do you do this if you have a webinar or maybe someone signed up for an event you're doing, but it's not on a calendar. How would you do this? And we're going to show you that in our next training.